All right, traders, hello, good afternoon. It's the 5th of June 2021, and what I've got here is an end of week update on my day trading, which this week actually was solely on FMG. So, what we'll do, just to recap, so we'll go from Monday, which was the 31st, and this was also included an end of month update as well. So, as you can see, it was slightly profitable on FMG. Although I used, this is a P&L screenshot from TradeView. So technically speaking, when you take into consideration the commissions that I pay on Invest, which is 6 basis points either way, so that would actually mean that this was probably not a profitable day. But so I'll just go through what happened on the 31st. So this was the month of May as well. So it was just $16 was made in total. But things, weren't too bad. And I find myself just really trading FMG. It moves pretty well, very liquid as well. Usually I get in with $400. 400 shares at a time as well. I do have a small account. It's just under 5,000 right now. Again, I'll be looking to add to it once I get a little bit more comfortable with reading the tape and things like that. So the original, it was a gap up, added at 22.18, another add at 22.41. 22 flat was the stop, low 22s. Here we go here. So this is the start of the session. 41.18, stopped out. Got out here in the low 22s. Bounced. Bought in. 06, 13, and 39. So that wasn't actually a bad. Again, I really, repeat this a little bit in regards to when I get in, I'm a little frantic at the open. I really need to give it a little bit more time. So, these later entries were, into the 9 o'clocks, which I find after 8:30 things are a little bit more stable. So I do share all the entry depths as well. I won't go into this because that's going to really extend the video out. But what we'll go to now is the first. So this was a couple of trades on FMG here as well. So it's quite active, it looks like. Might even cut it short as well. So for some reason, it's got the second here as well. The trades were taken yesterday. That might have been the first. On the Tuesday, there was an issue with Spark, and it wouldn't work for the first hour, so I didn't trade. So I guess this is not really correct, and it's the second. So let me just change that here, guys. So I went long and I went short on this. So I got in 23.69, got out at 81, and then I shorted from it was pretty thin. Then I shorted from 53 as well, which looks to be 800 shares, and then I got out at 45. Now this thing, this could have been a really nice day, but I got out at about 8:20. Okay, so 10:45 I got out on this one. So as you can see with the chart, it did gap up. Try to get through the 80 there, couldn't do it. I got out, which was good of me. It was showing signs of wearing out to break through that VWAP, and then I did sell. So, and this was a nice call out from the chat as well, the Discord chat with the Signet team. So that was really appreciated. So that was that, and then we'll go to the third here as well. So the third, I'm just going to sip my coffee here, guys. This appears like it was a bit all over the place. Yeah, so let's bring this up here. So I was buying in at 34, 32, got out at the 15s, and 13, and then looks like I bought at 25 or so, sold at 46. Actually, this was where I was selling as well. So I sold at 15, and then I shorted at 23.13. I quickly flipped. So this was all out. I closed out here, and then I let it go, and that's how that was. So with the 30 I got in at, then sold at 46. So 800 either way. So 23.30 in the end and 46. So this I read pretty well. Again, I don't want to draw this video out, guys. It's more just me going through. And again, trade views show up from the previous day for some reason, but this, was a winning day. But it was just sort of, again, I'm getting in, pretty early in the piece at 08, and really my better trades seem to happen a bit later on. Once, we've got the noise of the session is completed, and then we've got a bit of clarity, because I find myself, I just need the session to play out a little bit just to get a bottom established where I can, get in on a bounce. But this was really unnecessary. The short here, the 23.13, I guess it was anticipatory. We'd seen a pretty big move lower, but really it's like an elastic band here, and it's, I'm quite far from the SMA and the VWAP, and it was just appropriate to let it play out. Bottomed, should have closed out immediately and flipped, but I didn't. And then I gave it some. This was a pretty easy hold, and it broke below the SMA, and I was just like, yeah, we're out of here now. Yesterday, so this was this. There were a few trades taken actually. So, all right, again, I got in a little later at 8:10. 2308, 2301 were the entries, 800 shares in total. Pulled back after it gapped down, and today was just not on for miners yesterday. Our financials were up quite a little bit, so I got in here, and really I got out there at 80. I left the stop there as well, and then got in long, and then got out here, as it was just uneventful, and it was damage control. I felt like I was holding and hoping, but I remember around here or so, I was like, I should probably just cut and run. Didn't, and it was clearly apparent that the miners were down. XMM is the index for miners, and that was down a little bit. And I just added this briefly just before, reviewing the situation. I was much too focused on the P&L and recovering the previous losses from the start of the session. So, as you can see, I'm down now. You've just, the more I read, it's just, it's a battle, and just keep going. But, it was interesting, and I, even the last 15 minutes, I could see there was a bit of a battle, of a hold above 23, and I was like, no, I'm on tilt, and I called it. So we'll see what happens on Monday. I find myself, I'm just going to keep refining this strategy, and very rarely does it, want to just close that gap. I provided those sound effects as well. So it's just a matter of really refining my ability to read the tape and knowing when to get in quickly, because here even here it held VWAP opportunity, and I guess my overall thesis was that around here I'm like, okay, this thing is wanting to close that gap, and I needed to close the gap to make up for just accumulations of little small losses. And at the time, honestly, the context and the environment and market conditions were not appropriate. So I've always got to look to, be sensible. I was really thinking about this is going to close the gap, and I even wrote in some chat group as well on Discord that I'm in about that. So anyway, guys, that's the video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.